So today we are strictly going over a few of the most recent updates to Command. So we're going to do this training once a month for the next few months here, just as we're kind of tweaking our training schedule in terms of tech and marketing. But you'll see on the upcoming like June, July, August training calendars that there will always be a Command update call. So this week, one of the newest updates that they made was adding the KWIQ. So I believe they added it on Monday. And essentially what that is its own KW AI chatbot within Command and strictly on the desktop. So I'll go over that first, and then I'll go through a couple other things that they released in the last month. Smart plan triggers and auto remove settings. So I'll go through that one. I'll also go through the merge duplicate contacts. So that was released a little bit more than a month ago now, but those are just a few of the updates that I'll cover in today's training. And you guys feel free to stop and ask me any questions. If we have some time, we can also open this up to Q&A. And just kind of ask any sort of questions in regards to Command. So don't feel like, it's just strictly me talking today. So if you guys have any questions as I'm going through these things, please, please, please feel free to interrupt me, stop me with any questions. So I'll go ahead and get started here. Hopefully my internet doesn't go out like it did last week when I was on training. So if that does happen, I will hop right back on and continue on with the training. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, just wanted to make that note. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Can everybody see my Command account? And if no one says anything, I'm just gonna
Yes.
assume all good. Okay, thank you. All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna go through the KWIQ first and foremost. So everyone should see this little icon in the bottom right corner of your command. So it'll say explore continued learning with AI. So that's kind of like the universal AI symbol. So you'll see that you can click on it and it just opens up this little screen here. So you'll see there's two tabs there. There's chat and there's history. So you can always refer back to your history here, which is really nice because like ChatGPT and other AI tools, you will be able to kind of refer back to some things that you've asked it previously. So as I mentioned on team meeting on Tuesday, the really cool thing about this is that a lot of Keller Williams like books and resources have been loaded into this chatbot. So that includes the entire MREA, the One Thing book, and the Shift book. All of the KW playbooks have been loaded in here. So we've done past trainings on the playbooks for how to hold an open house, how to hold a seminar, social media, other like marketing. I'm trying to think of all the other playbooks. There's so many of them, but those have all been loaded in here. And then you can also use it for content creation. So, which is really nice because if you are scheduling social media posts through here, if you are writing some things on your website, whether it's a blog post or just some other kind of more general content, you can actually go in here and just start asking you questions. So you'll see it'll say, what do you want to learn about today? And then it does have some prompts just to kind of help you out. So I would recommend just going in here and start playing around with this. So it does have some pretty cool prompts in here, like what numbers should I track in my business, what steps I should take to define my value proposition, and write a one-sentence social media post inspired by the one thing. So if you click on any one of these, it'll just start loading and you'll see that it'll start writing that response. So this one, it looks like it's thinking here. But I've gone through and added as you could see in my history, quite a few different things in here. All right, if that's going to take that long, I'm not going to wait for it. And hopefully this isn't just my internet, guys, so bear with me. All right, I'm just going to exit out of that while that thinks, but I'm going to try asking it just something organic. So let's just say, how can I hold a successful open house? And I swear I was doing this on Tuesday and it was fine. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, here's the response. So to hold a successful open house, you can follow these steps. Choose the right house, create marketing materials, market the open house, get ready to hold the open house, follow up, some reminders. Of course, there's always going to be that TCPA warning here, making sure you're following all federal, state, and local laws. But here we go. And I can tell this is all pulling from the open house playbook, because it's going to give you the same information, but it's really just broken down and more condensed, so that you can easily access this. So this is really, really nice. I specifically love it for content creation. So if you are looking at writing a social media post, or anything like that, you can ask it, write a 300 character social media post about selling your home. And you can just start asking it any questions. And the nice thing about it is it's all optimized for social media, because I said specifically I need a social media post. So you'll see this has emojis in it, whereas you're not going to see that in this previous prompt. Because it knows that social media likes emojis. So it came up with ready to make a move. Selling your home is a big decision, but I'm here to guide you every step of the way with my expertise in personalized marketing strategies. Will attract motivated buyers and get you the best possible price. Let's chat and start the journey to a successful sale. You also have those hashtags in there. Again, social media. And then it does have that call to action too. So you can easily copy this content and then paste it into that social media post. Always read through, like for content creation, always read through this, make any necessary tweaks to this. For example, the let's chat and start the journey to a successful sale, put your phone number in there. Make sure that they have some way of reaching out to you, not just commenting on the post, but a direct way to reach out to you, whether it's email, phone number, making sure to add that in there if that is the type of post that you're posting about. But you can see too, it's a pretty generic social post, because my prompt was pretty generic, write a social post about selling your home. You can definitely get more specific than that. Depending on what you're looking to do. The other thing that's really nice about this is if you just want some ideas, or some content, if you are writing a blog post for your website, you could do that as well. Write a 500 character blog post on why now is a great time to sell your house in today's market in Milwaukee. So you can just keep going and going, like as you're writing, different things and planning your content calendar for social media, planning out blog posts, week by week, you can utilize all of this. So are you considering selling your house in Milwaukee, or obviously any sort of area? Now's the perfect time to make a move. Current real estate market in Milwaukee is favorable for sellers, and here's why. So again, it's just content creation, which is really convenient. I know I personally love ChatGPT, but just the fact that I can go in here and ask the same sort of questions that I would ask ChatGPT is just really nice because I'm already in command and doing other things. I don't have to leave and open up a new tab because if you're anything like me, I hate having multiple tabs open, and being able to condense some of those and utilize the same platform for multiple different things, I think is really convenient. So as you can see, you can also rate the responses. So I can thumbs up or thumbs down. That's just going to help the AI chatbot learn and, provide better responses moving forward. So the more information you give it, the smarter it's going to become too. So again, I can click back on my history. So if I wanted to go back to, okay, write a blog post targeted towards first-time home buyers, I can click on that and I can see, okay, what did it come up with? Um, the other really cool thing you'll see at the bottom here, it actually sources, what books. So Your First Home, book by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, and the AI for Real Estate Playbook. So that's all in there. This is what it's pulling from. So it actually tells you exactly where it's getting this information. So you know that it's legitimate. It's not just pulling random stuff online. It's pulling from the resources that Keller Williams has already provided. All right. So again, this is very, very straightforward. It's so simple to use. I can also click on this little square with the arrows if I want to make my screen a little bit bigger as I'm writing this. So again, just some really convenient tools in there. Does anyone have questions on the KWIQ? Otherwise, it's very straightforward, and I would really encourage you guys to start using it. What numbers should I track in my business? I'm going to see if that one works again. For whatever reason, that one doesn't want to. Oh, here it is. There you go. So if you're new and you just need some ideas, okay, how do I track that performance? What should I focus on? Lead generation, listings, contracts written, contracts closed. Monitor your financial performance by tracking gross closed income, budget, net income, people, systems and tools, personal education. All right. So really cool stuff there. So again, you can just click on that button there and that'll include that pop-up. Okay. The next thing I wanted to go through was the new smart plan triggers and the auto remove. So when you are in smart plans, so smart plans is the fourth icon down over on the left-hand side, all your applets. And let's just say you are creating a new smart plan. So I can name my smart plan. So maybe you're doing, let's just say, maybe you wanted to create your own like Facebook follow-up. So maybe you're doing a lot of Facebook, Instagram ad campaigns, and you want to create your own custom smart plan to follow up with the leads that you receive from those ad campaigns. So I named that smart plan. Here it is. So smart plans, it has a new look. So if you haven't been in here for the last few months, you'll see that it's been updated. Just the view and the ways that you can edit and you can create a smart plan have changed, makes it a lot more easier for that workflow. But you'll start by dragging and dropping the step to the plan. So let's just say, okay, well, I want to first follow up with an email. So send email, I'm going to click and drag this right into day one. And then this is where you're going to configure the email. So you can either pull in a designed email that maybe you've designed in command. And that could be, taking one of those email templates, incorporating some images, some text, and some other things with those design emails. Otherwise, you can keep it as a simple email, and that's really just text. So you could say, thank you for your interest regarding 123 Main Street. Amy, do you have a question? I see you raised your hand.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, having technical difficulties today.
No, you're good.
I was just wondering if for the designed email, does it have to be designed in Command, or can you design something in like Canva or Constant Contact or another platform to bring into Command?
So, I'm not sure about Constant Contact because I know that's its own like email platform, but Canva definitely. That's what I do with all of our 12 direct campaigns is I create the design in Canva and then download and upload it into the email design. And I can go through that really quickly too on how to actually create the email design. I think I did a training on that like a few weeks ago actually too. But I can really quickly show you how to do that. But yeah, so if you have any images, even like external images that you get from, an event or something that you just want to promote and like invite your database to, you are able to pull in any images and plop them into the email design.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But for this case, I'm just going to run through just a simple email. So let's just say, again, this is a Facebook follow-up smart plan. And the moment that that lead funnels into your database, you can have this set up where once you get that lead, they're automatically tagged and they're automatically added to the smart plan. And then that way, this email will trigger right away. So with that in mind, so if this is the very first email that they receive, you can say something like, thank you for your interest in regards to 123 Main Street. Thank you for, and this is where, AI comes into play. So even if you need something to write an email for you, that's what it's so nice to have something for that. Thank you for your interest. Here is a link to more property photos and information on this listing. And then you could link it to your website. If you have any questions or would like to set up a private showing, please contact me at 2571 or simply respond back to this email. All right. You can also, you'll see that you can add a merge tag here. So if you wanted it to be more customized, then you could say hi, and then add merge tag, contact first name. So anybody that you're sending this to, the system's just going to know it's going to say hi. And if it's coming to me, it's going to say hi, Lindsay. And then you'll see that you can add multiple different merge tags in here. You can even, so if you didn't want to add like that long link to your listing or something like that, you can also add a hyperlink. So you can add the link title and the actual link to your website here. So even it could look like this. Street. Maybe add it here. Main Street. And then I'm just going to go to my command website. I'm going to use just my current location for right now. And I'm going to pull in a listing. I'm going to pretend this is my listing, or this is the listing that I did my Facebook ad on. Okay. I was trying to find a KW listing. So here we go. Here's my listing, or the listing that I held the open house for. Okay, so here we go. So there's that hyperlink. So that's how you can add that hyperlink, or there's those merge tags in there. And then it just looks a little bit nicer, more cleaner instead of that long, unlike this link, having that in there. All right, that reply to email address should be your email. So if that's not the case, if it's, you want to change that, it'll say right here to update your command email address, please go to your settings. So that'll take you directly to where you can edit that. And just to show you that, yeah, okay, wanted to make sure to leave that screen. It just opens a new tab. So in your settings, you have this command email. So if you wanted to change that email address, that reply to email, you would just click on manage, and then this is where you can change it. Since I'm in here, you'll also notice it will say email health status. So this is actually something they recently added as well, just to give you an indication on where you stand within well, what is it called? Like your health status, basically. Like if you're sending too many spam like emails or anything like that, it'll just tell you like, okay, if you're in good status, meaning your emails are getting into people's inboxes, not their spam or junk folders. That's essentially what this little status icon means. So always good to check. It's always something too, if you are getting feedback like, oh, I'm not getting your emails, or oh, your emails are always going to my spam folder. Go into your settings and look at what this says. And then we can always contact KW support, figure out ways in which you can get back to good status when sending emails out through command. So just a little caveat there in regards to that status. Okay, so back in here, um, then the next thing, so you'll see there's step details and when should the email be sent. You'll notice because this is the first step of the smart plan, you cannot set the time of day because essentially when you're um, like adding people to the smart plan, or if this is a smart plan that's being triggered because of that um, ad campaign, it's just going to send out immediately, basically. Or when you're adding contacts to the smart plan, that's where you'll be able to choose the date and the time if you wanted to schedule something. So that's why for the first step or the first day, you won't be able to set that time of day. So once I'm done with this, I'm just going to click on add step. So there we go. It's right in there. And I can always click on it and edit any of those details. There we go. So, okay. So then I can just start continuing on with that smart plan. So maybe I wanted to, let's just say I'm going to add a day. And it says wait 1 day, but maybe I want to wait 3 days. I'll apply that change. And then maybe I want to follow up with a phone call. And so it's going to be add or call, and then I'm going to say call contact first name so that when I'm looking at my tasks, I'm going to see call so-and-so. So I know who exactly to call. You can add a description, call to follow up on their interest in 123 Main Street. You can add a link, optional. Maybe you want to link to the listing on your website. You can set the priority level. And then you can say, okay, when is the task due? You can say same day and then at a specific time as well. So just uncheck all day if you want to designate a time. Otherwise, you can leave it at all day. And then when should the task be created? So again, this is day 4 in our smart plan. And then you can set, okay, I want to see that task first thing in the morning. And then I can add that step. All right, so then I can keep on adding days and different steps to the smart plan. So maybe you want to follow up again with another phone call, but this time I'm waiting a little bit longer. Oops, let me change that. I'm going to wait not 365 days. I'm going to wait a week. Look at that call in there again. And again, call, contact first name. Same day and early morning again, add step. All right. So again, you can keep on, adding as many steps in here. You'll notice too, you can also add to Smart Plan. So let's say that you've, kind of continued to follow up with these contacts or these leads and they're not replying. And maybe you just want to set them up on the monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan because that's a completely automated email that sends out. And then that way you don't have to keep on calling them, texting them, whatever. But you know that they're at least set up on something and they're getting some form of communication from you, even if this is a lead that you've been trying to contact for a year or 2 years. You can always add to Smart Plan here. And then you can choose whatever Smart Plan you have in your library. So if it's the monthly, I can spell right, monthly neighborhood nurture. Neighborhood, maybe? Here we go. My monthly neighborhood nurture. All right, so then I can add that. And maybe I want to wait 14 days. Okay, so basically once it follows through with all of these steps, so you send the email, you follow up with a few phone calls, they don't reply, well, then they get added to the monthly neighborhood nurture. And then you know that they're getting that email once a month. Or maybe you set them up on the biweekly, they're getting it every 2 weeks. All right, so the new piece of this is over here under Smart Plan details. So you've got all of your details here. You can always edit the name and the different things like that. But you also have the auto add and remove rules. So basically, if the moment somebody replies to your email, or if you did have any text messages, that if you have a Twilio account, so Twilio is the integrated text messaging service integrated within Command. And that is where if you have a step in here where you're sending that auto text message, so this is what this is replying or referring to. So you can check off either of these. Contact replies to an email from the Smart Plan or contact replies to an automated text from the Smart Plan. So if you have those checked off, what that means is that if someone replies to that email, or again, if I had a text in here, they would just get removed from the Smart Plan automatically, so that I wouldn't keep following up with, information that maybe wouldn't apply to them. And, if they finally reply to that email and then you are communicating with them, and you're having conversations with them about, okay, well, what are you looking for? You're looking in this particular area. Then you're going to move them into maybe some different Smart Plans that more appropriately apply to what they're looking for. And so that this way, this Smart Plan doesn't keep on, triggering the different like emails or texts, or you're not prompted to call them in regards to that open house from a couple months ago. Now that they're getting more, specific communication, and they no longer need to be on this Facebook follow-up plan. Does anyone have any questions in regards to that? But basically, it's just these 2 check boxes. So really simple. So it's just an option that's, I think, a lot of people have been asking for a while now, and it's been added. And it makes it a lot simpler and easier so that that if someone replied to an email or a text, they get removed from that Smart Plan, and you're placing them on new Smart Plans that fit better. Any questions on that? Hopefully that all made sense. All right. And of course, you would just save the Smart Plan. And that's it. You can exit out, but you'll see that is loaded in here now. And you can always go in and edit an existing Smart Plan. And you can do the same for, any Smart Plans that you added from the library as well. You would just go in, edit those. And again, you'll see those settings in there, those auto add and remove rules. All right. Okay, the last piece of or last update that I wanted to go through was the merging duplicate contacts. So if you go into, I think the easiest thing, so you can go into your contacts. And sometimes there'll be something at the top here, but I think the easiest way to kind of just go through your whole entire database and see if you have any duplicate contacts is go to your settings. So anytime you want to access your settings, you're going to click on your name in the upper right corner and choose settings. And then over here on the left-hand side, you'll see command settings and then contacts. And there's an option now for database cleanup. So you'll click on that. And it's going to show you, okay, so I have 19 potential duplicates to review. And you'll just kind of start going through all of these contacts. And I can click on any of these. So basically, I'm going to see, okay, here's my contact, here's the duplicate contact. And it's going to show any other like contact information in here for them as well. But if I click on merge, it's going to show me all of the information that I have for each contact. And it's going to be smart enough to know which contact needs to be merged into the other one. So basically, any contact that you have the most information and the most relevant information for, that one's going to get saved, and that duplicate is going to be merged within that. So as you can see in this example, this is the contact I have for Caitlin. I have majority of the information in here. This one, I literally just have a tag and her name. So that's obviously going to be merged with this one over here. So basically, I'm going to select the contact that I want to keep, and it's going to very clearly say, keep this one and merge this one. So, yep, that's what I want. I'm going to hit continue. It's going to just review and make me review and finalize the merge. And I'm going to click again, merge and duplicate the duplicate. Merge and delete the duplicate, sorry. All right, so I can do that with all of these here. So again, merge. I'm going to select that one to keep. And again, I can show more information, continue, and then merge and delete the duplicate. So that's how you can easily go through and merge all of those contacts that you have duplicates for. You can also see your merge history. So if you ever need to refer back to something and, if you need to remember, oh, maybe I deleted one on accident, you'll see that history, which is really nice. The other thing too, and these are all bad examples because no one's set up on a smart plan or connected to an opportunity. But there are specific instances where a contact will not be like deleted. Like the system will know, like, no, we are not going to delete this one because it's either connected to an opportunity or set up on a smart plan. So if that's the case, then it's always going to be where that contact who is not set up on a smart plan, is not connected to an opportunity. You may have more information for that contact, but because this one is connected to other things within the system will not delete that, and it will not merge that one within the other contact that may have more information. So hopefully that makes sense. And that will it will very clearly state that when you are going in here and merging contacts. All right, any questions on duplicate contacts and merging those? You can also click this check for duplicates. So I just did this as well. So essentially this prompted this list when I did click on check for duplicates. And the nice thing is that you do get a notification in Command. You also get a notification through the Command app as well on your phone. All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share. I'm gonna check the chat here. Okay. Any questions, you guys, on anything? Anything that you have questions on that I didn't go over? No? Okay. All right. Well, while we have some time, I will go through the email design since Amy, you had that question. So let me jump back in here. And oops, wrong screen. Let me get my 1 second while I find my screen. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to jump back into email designs. So if you are ever creating a designed email, you're going to first start in designs. And it's going to show you a history of any of those emails that you've created. But to start something new, you'll create design. So this button upper right corner here, and you'll choose email. So it's going to give you a list of all of the different email templates you can choose from. I personally like the luxury templates. I, for the most part, delete all of the content, but I like to keep the legal footer. And I think the legal footer looks really professional and clean within the luxury templates. So I'm just clicking on load more. But here we go. Here are some of those luxury templates. And I think specifically I've been using this one here, this just listed marketing. So I'm going to click on it and then click next. So here we go. So again, I delete a lot of this. So I'll literally go through and delete some of these icons and boxes and text boxes because I don't need it. So here we go. So I'm just deleting some of this. I'm deleting this image, deleting this. All right, I don't need reserve a private tour. But so you can see the legal footer. When you are designing an email, you can always hit this little eye icon for preview, and you'll be able to see how that footer is set up. So if you've downloaded any of the 12 Direct Smart Plan emails, you'll see that this is what the footer looks like. Logo's probably a little bit different, but that's all. So then what I would do, so again, I'm going to delete some of this. Maybe I'll keep the text box, but I'm going to drag and drop this image icon in here. So these are all of the different widgets that you can embed within the email. So I'm just going to click, drag, and then I'll see this green line going across the screen. That's going to show me where I'm going to place that image. So here's, my images, everything that I've uploaded into an email design so far. So I'm just going to use one of these as an example. For example, I'm just going to use the farmer's market one. So this is, yeah, everything in here that you can see I created in Canva. So it's an image that I downloaded the PNG image file from Canva, and I just clicked on add images and drag and drop, browse my files, and then uploaded it in here. But I'm going to add that image in here, click on it, save, and there we go. There's that image. So you can kind of piece together the email however you'd like. You can add as many images in here, text boxes. You'll see there's a listing block, an event block, video. So video is not going to play automatically within the body of the email, but it would be a link to, let's say, a YouTube video, Vimeo. And if you are editing any of this, you'll see I have this clicked. I can either click on the little pencil icon, or I can double click, and that will allow me to edit that, paste that video URL in there, edit that thumbnail, include alt text, and then hit done, and that would save it. Just going to delete that for right now. You can add buttons in here. So if you wanted to link to, let's say, a Eventbrite link, a sign up of some sort, RSVP, Google form, anything like that, a link to your listing. You can include a button, again, double click on it or click on the little pencil icon to edit. RSVP here, link to a website. You can also change that background button color, and you can change the width of the button as well, font family, all of that, and then done. Once you hit done, maybe. Basically, this button is your save button. Anytime you make edits to any of these widgets, I don't know why this is not working right now, but let's try that again. RSVP here. Let's just change that. Okay, there we go. Then it changed because this is your preview. So this is your, like, this is what the email is going to look like essentially. So if I click on preview again, here we go. Sometimes when you hit the preview or when you send a test email, you might notice things like this. That's the case. Then I would go in here, edit the width of that button because I ideally would like the text on one line. Done. I made that a little bit bigger. And so that looks much better in my opinion. So just little things like that you can tweak. Listing block, very similar to kind of an event block, but double click and you can select a listing to pull in here. So if you wanted to feature a listing or anything like that, you can do so with that listing block. Amy, do you have any questions on this? Did that kind of answer what you were originally asking about?
Yeah, that helps. And you said you can send yourself a test one too?
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that again. So in options, this is where you have the preview again, same thing with that icon there, but send a test email. So that's where you can go in, enter any email address in here, and then hit send test email, and that'll come through immediately. Yeah,
Thank
and then
you.
yeah, of course. And I would just make sure to name it. So rename it besides otherwise it's gonna get named as that template, that email design. So I would just do like if it's farmers market, something like that. So rename it, save it, and then once it's saved, you can exit out again, save changes. But then you're gonna see that right in here. So you can always go back in, click the three dots, have some options here, make a copy. So that's always, I use this quite a bit, make a copy. That's always a good option if you're doing like a monthly newsletter using the same sort of template and you're just plugging in different images and changing out text. That makes it a lot easier. You don't have to recreate it every single time. But otherwise, if you want to edit, you just click on it and it opens right back up. And okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Does anyone have any final questions? All right. Well, like I said earlier, please start playing around with that KWIQ. I played around with it a little bit, but it's still something that sky's the limit with some of the questions that you can ask it. Ask it a question and it may not give you like the exact response, or it may say like, hey, we don't have this information. But for the most part, everything that I've tried, it's been able to spit something out at me with good content and it's relevant. So really exciting new feature. But yeah, otherwise that's all I've got. Thank you guys for joining me and have a great Thursday.